Hey guys, so I am Jessie and today I have a video that is a little different from my normal bookish content. Y'all seem to really like when I talk about marketing and like my career in marketing and how that kind of is associated with BookTube. So today I wanted to talk about how to start a BookTube channel. If you want more information, you can check out the full blog post that is linked down below. That's going to give you everything kind of step by step, and it's going to link out to like other informational resources that you can use when it comes to like learning how to edit and things along those lines. But I wanted to kind of go over it today, talk you through starting a BookTube channel from scratch as a beginner, and hopefully this will help a few people that are interested in making the jump and setting up their camera and filming their first video. First, I want to kind of talk about my, qualifications, who I am, in case you're new to this channel. I feel like this will bring some people in that may not know me and may not have heard my, my background. I am a social media marketer by trade. I have worked in digital marketing for the past 6-ish, 7 years. So I have kind of, been in it. I have worked for, a marketing agency. I am currently working for a company where I am doing all of their influencer marketing. So yeah, this is my actual career and my hobby because I do BookTube. I have a mom blog that I started about 6 years ago, and that's kind of what opened all these doors for me in digital marketing. I have just done a bunch of things, right? I have an Instagram for my mom blog that's got a pretty decent following where I do things like work with brands, and like I'm currently about to leave on a Disney PR trip. I am in Central Florida. I'm going for one of their PR events. It's like a 3-day event where we learn and we get to visit the parks. So yeah, I am a digital marketer and I feel like that makes me a little qualified to talk about this. Plus I've been doing BookTube for about 2 years now, which is crazy to me. I've had a lot of fun and I just kind of wanted to talk you through starting a new channel. So first things first, I want to debunk some misconceptions about starting a BookTube channel. Really, this could go for any YouTube channel, but we're a BookTube channel, so we're gonna relate everything back to BookTube. And some of the myths are that you need, a nice camera, expensive equipment, lighting, all these like fancy things. And I promise you, you do not at all. What you need is a phone. Like you do need a camera. Obviously, you need something to film on. Your smartphone, perfect. I will tell you, these phones, right? Your iPhone, your Android. I'm an Android girl. Don't come for me. I know, whatever. I'm an Android girl. So your smartphone, the cameras on these things right now are fantastic. They are as good, if not better, than a lot of low-grade cameras that are on the market right now, and everybody has one. Almost everybody has a smartphone. So this is all you need to start filming. I will say, when you are filming YouTube videos, and I've seen this mistake made, film this way, not this way. Because when you film for YouTube, unless you're doing shorts, it's a whole different thing. You want full screen, so you want to film this way, not this way. Because you don't want to have your full YouTube video with like bars on the side, because that's what'll happen is it'll fill out the screen, but it'll have like black bars on the side. So just make sure you film this way, but your phone works fine. As far as lighting goes, you don't need it. You need to have good lighting-ish, but you can film next to an open window in your house and be perfectly fine. If you want to pick up some lighting, there is very inexpensive options on Amazon right now. I actually link a few in that blog post. You are gonna need a tripod, but don't go out and buy the $100 whatever tripod, especially if you're using your phone. What you can do is you can go, and on Amazon, I think it's like 20, 30 bucks, and you can buy a tripod for your phone that has a ring light like in it. So it's like a ring light and a tripod, and that kills 2 birds with 1 stone for like 30 bucks. And that is literally all you really need to get started. And people really, really think that it's this like super expensive hobby. And like, yes, I have a DSLR. I had it before, you know, for work and stuff like that. And I do have lighting and stuff like that, but that came later, right? Like full disclosure, that came way later in my career or whatever you want to call it. I started everything with a cell phone and that's it. A cell phone and a laptop. And that is how I got my start in everything. So you don't need expensive equipment. I even actually just picked up this really cute, like tabletop tripod stand with a ring light on it from like IKEA for like $20 the other day. And let me tell you, I use that thing so much. I use it for work because I work from home. So when I have meetings, I can like turn on the light and like hold my like tablet or whatever I need to hold on it, and it works out perfectly. But you don't need to spend a lot of money in order to get started. So I just wanted to debunk that real quick before we even get started with the how to start. All you need, don't spend a lot of money. Use what you have. So when it comes to getting started with your YouTube, BookTube adventure, first thing you're gonna need to do is create an account. Right? You might have an account on YouTube already under your personal name, and that's perfectly fine. You can use that. But I would recommend making a Gmail and an associated YouTube account with whatever you want your name to be on YouTube. So like for me, it is the Bookish Mom. And I wanted to make sure I did like, you know, 2 of the kind of keywords that I wanted to be known for and searched for, that is bookish. So we know this is a BookTube channel, and mom. So we know that I am a little bit older, that I am a mother, and that you're going to get that kind of perspective from me. So come up with a cool name. Like look around, see, you know, what you like. What do you want your channel to be about? Is it like fantasy specific, sci-fi, like use keywords in it? Just come up with a cool name, create your Gmail account. It's free. And then create a YouTube account off of that to start. Next, you're going to have to actually film. And that is probably the most terrifying part, right? Is filming. Because it is not naturally comfortable to sit and talk to a camera. You feel like you're just sitting there talking to yourself, like, and it is weird at first. And it does get better. It is one of those things that gets better with time. So you will start getting more comfortable talking to your camera. Take your tripod, whatever you have, set it up with your phone and start filming. Just do it because you need to just jump in. This is one of the things where I say just jump in with 2 feet and get started, because another one of those things that people really tend to overanalyze, and I'm an overanalyzer, I'm an overthinker, but I had to get over this too, is people think that it needs to be perfect. Like your first video needs to be perfect and you can't post it unless it's perfect. Your first video is not going to be perfect. Go back and look at mine. Ooh, terrible. Like everything. And I am continuing to grow in, you know, my setup and my filming and my whatever, my editing, and it doesn't need to be perfect. Just get it done, right? Just do it, because nobody really cares if your first 100, whatever videos are perfect. It's more important that you actually get them up and start learning from those experiences. So we've talked about, like, you know, just getting out there and filming, what you need to film. You also need a setup. And of course, I film in front of my bookshelves. You may not have bookshelves, and that is perfectly fine. You may have one small bookshelf, and that is perfectly fine. You don't even need to have bookshelves in your background. That is also perfectly fine. Find somewhere that is aesthetically pleasing to you. Set your camera up and film. Like, don't overanalyze what your background looks like. You know, obviously you don't want it to be like dirty or overly cluttered. Like, mine's pretty cluttered. Let's be real, these shelves are a mess. But like, don't have your dirty laundry in the background, stuff like that. But like, it doesn't matter. Film where you can film. Not everybody has a spare office, a spare room, or, you know, whatever. Film in your backyard if you have to, right? That's going to get you some great lighting. Outside, if you're outside in the regular sunlight, you're going to have some great lighting, I promise you. Film where you can. And especially when you're getting started, because, you know, you're learning. So you don't need to have a super expensive fancy setup either. Just pick a place you like, sit down and start filming. Of course, before you actually sit down and start filming, you need some ideas, right? Like, what is your content going to be? And I know, again, misconception is people think you have to be overly creative and you have to reinvent the wheel and think of something new, but you know what? You don't. You really don't. Don't let anybody make you feel bad for doing the typical BookTube videos. Your wrap-ups, your TBRs, your hauls, your unboxings, whatever it may be, do them. They're staples for a reason. These types of videos are staples. They get views. They are what viewers are looking for. They are what people are used to seeing. And there is nothing wrong with doing the typical BookTube videos. Don't let anyone feel bad. I do TBRs and wrap-ups and hauls and all that stuff. And I don't feel bad about it. I do it. So many people do it. There is nothing wrong with doing it. So don't be like, I have to reinvent the wheel. You don't. Do some book reviews for whatever your favorite book is. Do a review for it. And the thing is, your review doesn't have to be perfect, right? I know there's a lot of things like book reviewers, and like a review is very subjective. Like, that is your opinions and your feelings on this book. So just sit down and talk about your feelings on any specific book that you like or don't like. Go for it. You can also do things like recommendations. I do those. What I do is I pick a trope. So I recently did like a strong female character, and I picked a few books that I thought represented the strong female character in a really good way, and I talked about those books and why I thought they represented the strong female character. There we have a video recommending 5 books with the strong female character trope. So just kind of watch other videos, see what people are doing, and you can do those. Nobody is telling you not to do those same types of videos that other people are doing. Obviously, don't go copy people, things like that. Like, if you do a tag, definitely like tag your inspiration and the original creator in that in the description box, but there's nothing wrong with it. So there are so many ideas out there. And I'm sure if you're thinking about starting a BookTube channel, you probably have a bunch of ideas like running through your head right now. Like, I could do this and I could do that and I want to talk about this. Do it. Write them all down. Start filming. And when it comes to writing them all down, that is my other like little tip is write down some notes. I don't like fully script videos, but I do like to go in with notes prepared. So if I'm doing a review specifically, I will jot down some like points I want to talk about, either my pros and cons or just like a few little like notes that I want to make sure I include. And you kind of look over, you can look at your notes, you can glance at them. It kind of keeps you on track, right? And any of those glances or looking or whatever, those can be removed in editing. And it's really not a big deal. And it is really good to just kind of keep you on track and keep your brain focused. Because if you're like me, you're going to go 17 different ways of Sunday. And then your videos turn out really rambly like mine do all the time. So once you have, gotten your setup, you've got a cool name of whatever you want. You filmed your first video. Yay! But now you have all this raw footage and you don't know what to do with it. Honestly, I feel like editing is the hardest part of starting a BookTube channel. It's not like a thing that comes naturally. Unless you already know editing, I feel like it's the hardest part. It was the hardest part for me. It still is the most annoying part for me. Let's be real. But you don't need like expensive editing equipment. You just need to find what works for you. I personally use Sony Vegas. I've had it forever. It is like not the most up-to-date version of it either. Like, I've had it forever. But it works. And I know a lot of people, especially if they are Apple people, will use, I think it's iMovie, and I believe that is free. There's also a bunch of different like free apps, especially if you're using just your phone. Like, if you don't even have a computer to use and you're using strictly your phone, you can do that. And there are free apps on your phone for editing. Find one you like and use it. Download that free app, download a few of them, try them out, test them out. And really the best advice I can give you when it comes to like learning how to edit is once you find a software or program that you like for editing, go on YouTube and search, you know, how to use iMovie. I did that. How to use Sony Vegas. And I watched so many tutorials. I have multiple monitors because I work from home and I have a work from home setup. I would have my editing on one monitor and like the YouTube tutorial on the other one. And I would watch it and like step by step, like do it as they did, and helped me so much. I still look up things on Google and YouTube like, how do I do this in Sony Vegas? Like, I'm always looking up different ways to like improve and stuff like that. And they're free. There are so many free videos. You can look up how to use iMovie, and I promise you there's a million different videos that you can find. So there's a wealth of free information out there. You just have to look and find it. I'm a big proponent of free information, right? I am big on sharing all of my knowledge and my information for free. I know there are people that kind of like charge for classes, and I totally get that because you are paying for their time. But if you just don't have the funds to pay for classes and things like that, look it up on YouTube. I promise there's a YouTube video walking you through how to edit in iMovie, how to edit in Premiere, how to edit in whatever app you've downloaded. It's not going to be fun at first, probably. It's going to be frustrating, but don't get too frustrated because you are learning. Give yourself grace. Let it be imperfect and a learning experience. While your video is rendering, you've edited it, you know, it's getting ready, you're going to need to make a thumbnail. And honestly, I thought that was going to be a pain in the butt, but it's not. I use Canva, which is a free internet thing that you can use. It has got a free website. You just go to canva.com and you create an account for free. They do have a paid version, but you don't really need it. And go from there. Go to Canva, play around, look at what they have. They have templates for everything. You go and you type in like YouTube thumbnail, and it will have like a million different templates you can use, or you can start from like a blank slate, and it will just like, you click on it, you start from a blank slate, and it just gives you the proper sizing dimensions for that YouTube video thumbnail. And they make it really easy. You can add text. You just like click on the little button that says text and then you type it in. And you can upload your own photos, which is what I do. I always take a photo when I'm filming. I know some people use like screen grabs from their video. I am too animated for that. I have not been able to get good screen grabs from my videos because I'm always talking with my hands or moving my hair or my head or whatever. I'm too animated for that. So what I do is I do mine on my phone. I set up my phone with a little timer, take a picture like holding my book or, you know, whatever it is. And then I just send it to my computer and I go from there. That is what I use for my thumbnail. You add some text, you know, make it look nice. And then boom, I have a thumbnail for my video I just filmed. So we are pretty much done. You have a video, you have a thumbnail, you're ready to go. Upload it in the Creator Studio. There's a little button up at the top that says upload. Click it, upload your video. It will start processing. It will give you space for a title as well as a description, and it walks you through absolutely everything. Make sure you have a catchy title with keywords. So whatever you want to be found for, that is what you want to title your video. So fantasy book haul. They know it's fantasy. They know it's a book haul. It's going to pop in the algorithm. You want something catchy, right? That's going to catch people's attention. You want them to click, and then you also want to, it's called SEO. And I'm going to make an entire video about SEO for YouTube as well as SEO for websites if you're interested in being a book blogger as opposed to being a booktuber, or you can do both. I have both, so we can go from that. But SEO is search engine optimization. You want to use words that people are searching for. You don't want it to be like overstuffed or sound like a robot read it, but you want it to be searchable. So for example, one of my most searched for videos is my 6 Crimson Cranes spoiler-free review. And that is how people are finding it, by the title, 6 Crimson Cranes review. Spoiler-free review for 6 Crimson Cranes. Use variations of those keywords in your title. You don't want your title to be super, super long, just a couple words. Mine are usually like 5 books with this trope, or fantasy reading wrap up, or, you know, whatever it may be. Your description bar, like down below the big part, is like, will also help with your SEO. You want to fill that out. It does not have to be long. It doesn't have to be a blog post, but just put what you're talking about in a little bit more detail in that description box. Use your keywords. Be like, today I am talking about Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. This is a spoiler-free review for this YA fantasy first book in a new series. This is an Asian-inspired fantasy book talking about da-da-da-da-da. So it can just be like a short 250-word little blurb. And then, you know, that's also where you can put any links, anything like that you want to do. And then there's a little box to upload your thumbnail. And then you just click through the process, right? It'll ask you to add cards. Then there's a whole, like, very easy walkthrough process. And then at the very end, you can either schedule it for a later date, which I do because I pre-schedule all of my videos. I pre-film, I bulk film, and I'll schedule them out, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Friday for a week or two in advance. Or you can just hit publish and go live right now. So whatever you prefer, if you want to just go ahead and get it up, or if you want to pre-schedule it, you can do that within the YouTube Creator Studio. Now you've got it. Your first video is live. What do you do now? This is what you do. You build a community. So you take that YouTube video and you share it to all your social medias. Create social medias just for your BookTube. Share it on your personal if you don't want your personal friends to know about it quite yet. That's perfectly fine. You can create new pages and things like that. But share it to your social media. Share it to Twitter. Share it to Facebook. Share it to your Instagram stories. To your Instagram with a link in your bio. Share it to Pinterest. People always forget about Pinterest, and that is where I get so much traffic from. For my website, for my YouTube. Pinterest. Don't forget about Pinterest. And you can make really pretty pins, again, in Canva for free, and they have templates with the correct sizes. Just share it, right? And then what I want you to do is build a community with other creators. Now, there's a finesse to this. Make actual friends. Don't ever go on another creator's video and be like, your video was awesome! Want to sub? Like, don't ask for subs in a comment section of somebody else's video. Don't go on there and like leave the link to your video in their comment box. Don't even talk about your video because you don't need to. What you need to do is go and leave genuine comments on accounts similar to yours that you genuinely like. So say I'm brand new. I released a couple videos in the fantasy sphere. I follow a bunch of other fantasy book bloggers. I will go and leave them comments on their videos. Say it was a wrap up and they read a book that I know I really like. I will go and be like, oh my gosh, I like this book too. I read da-da-da-da. I really enjoyed it. I'm so glad to hear your thoughts on it. And, you know, kind of let that be that. Or if you go and watch somebody's like recommendation video and they're at the end, they're like, what other books would you recommend that fall in this trope? Go in their comments and be like, oh my gosh, this was such good recommendations. I really liked this book that you talked about. I think that you would really like this book that you didn't talk about because it fits in with the same tropes, right? That gets your name and profile out there without you being spammy. You are making friends and building a community, not going out and being like, sub to me, look at me. Like, those posts are so annoying. I don't like them. Nobody likes them, right? Nobody wants you to come in their description and their comments and be like, come check me out. Would you want that? Would you want someone coming on yours and being like, sub for sub? Like, that's not a thing. And that's not a way to build an actual engaged community. You want to make connections and you want to connect with other people who like the same things you do in a genuine way, not in a spammy way. So make sure that that is kind of on your mind when you are commenting on other booktubers' accounts. Unless they ask in the video, hey, if you're a booktuber too, leave your links down below. I would love to check your channel out because that does happen. And you know what? I'm going to do that in this video. If you are a new booktuber, a smaller booktuber, whatever, let me know you have a channel down below, and I would love to check your channels out. So that is an invitation for you to be like, hey, I have a channel if you want to check it out. And then that is fine. But in any cases other than that, don't do it, because it comes off as rude and spammy. So that's pretty much all you need to start a BookTube channel. There are other things when it comes to growing your BookTube channel, which we will talk about at a later date. But now, at this point, you should be well on your way to getting your first video up and live and promoted and starting building your community. And it's really exciting. It's terrifying putting yourself out there like that. Talking to a camera, showing it to who knows how many people. And just know that it's fine. It's fine to not be perfect, to not have expensive equipment, to mess up and make mistakes, because we all do it. I still do it. I still end up with videos with janky audio or bad lighting, or, you know, that didn't turn out the way I wanted. And you know what? I still post them because there's still content, and I am learning and I am growing, and you will be as well. So hopefully this was beneficial to you. If you want more information, you can kind of check out my description. My website is down below, and it's got a blog post all about this and in a lot of detail. So go ahead and check that out if you want to. And yeah, let me know if you have a channel or if you're thinking about starting a channel. And if you have any questions about social media marketing, digital marketing, SEO, websites, anything along those lines, I would love to answer those questions as they pertain to BookTube, because I find it, for one, I enjoy it, which is why it's my career. But also, I just think it's really helpful to tell other people this information, because, I don't know, I just feel like we don't talk about it as much as creators unless we are a like creator-centric type of channel. And I kind of want to just talk about being a creator and what we do and how you can do it too, because really it does take time and work, but it is not the most difficult thing in the world. It just takes time and learning. So you can do it, I can do it, we can all do whatever we want. All right, well, thank you guys for hanging out with me. My name is Jessie, and I will see you next time. Bye.